little panel, a panel of apprentices, some very successful apprentices who have been through the system. We have, and I've got a bit of a blurb about each of them. We have Pippa McPherson. She was the 2024 Apprentice of the Year winner in Certificate 3 in Commercial Cookery. Pippa, encouraged by loved ones, she thrived in the TAFE course at the Gordon, discovering her passion for cooking. Despite illness interrupting her journey briefly in 2020, she resumed at Cafe Bear and Scoots, reigniting her love for the culinary arts. With determination and support from G-Force, the Gordon and Headspace, Pippa excelled, learning vital skills like time management and resilience. So Pippa, could you please come to the stage? You get bigger the chairs. We also have Wendy Clark. She was the 2024 Inspiration Award, Overcoming Adversity winner, and Certificate 3 in Individual Support. Wendy's caregiving journey stems from her passion for aiding the elderly. Her individual support course equipped her with the knowledge on ageing and dementia, fostering community. Completion of the course elevated her confidence personally and professionally, opening doors to a fulfilling career. Despite raising 7 children and supporting family members, Wendy excelled providing compassionate care. Please welcome Wendy. We'll also have Katrina Casares. She was the 2024 Inspiration winner of the Women in Trades in the Certificate 3 in Electrotechnology. Katrina, midway through her University of Bachelor's, she shifted gear towards a hands-on career in electrotechnology within the construction industry. Despite excelling academically, she sought practicality. Through mentorship and determination, she navigated sexism, bolstering her confidence. Actively involved in mentoring and advocating for gender diversity, she champions women in trades. Please welcome Katrina. And last but not least, Lachlan Fraser, the 2024 Trainee of the Year winner in Certificate 3 in Business. Lachlan faced challenges with Tourette's syndrome during high school, leading to anxiety and leaving before graduating. Volunteering at Bellarine Living and Learning Centre sparked his interest in blending work and education. He joined a TAC traineeship through G-Force, excelling in business qualification, especially in inclusion and diversity. Outstanding performance led to an offer to complete his Certificate 4 in Business, supported by TAC and G-Force, broadening his understanding of TAC claims and operation. Please welcome Lachlan. Okay, now all high achievers, well done, all with significant roadblocks along the way. There's one microphone that you can share between the 4 of you. I'm going to start with Wendy first, because I think raising 7 children is absolutely amazing. I've only got 2 and they left home a few years ago and it's great. But managing 7. Despite your personal responsibilities, how did you manage to excel in your caregiving career?
I guess in the end it was sheer determination to actually achieve something. As everyone knows, I'm a mum of 7. My husband's got chronic health issues. He's double amputee, and we've been on one hell of a journey with him. But I just wanted to be able to achieve something and be formally recognised that I can actually do something. And that, as a woman of 53, is really hard to do.3everybody else has had their career, and I'm only just starting with mine now.
Katrina, how was your experience in electrotechnology influence, which I'm dare saying is a very male-dominated area? How did it influence your views on gender diversity in the workplace?
Thank you. Look, I think for me personally, coming into the industry, I didn't quite know what to expect. I come from a university background. Obviously the construction industry is mainly populated by men, but I'm very fortunate to have a female field officer who herself is a sparky by trade, so I've got all the support in the world, and it's really comforting to see more women entering the industry. I'm currently hosted to Snow Australia. They're one of the larger electrical companies. And you've got females such as Jess McKenzie, who's the construction director, and she boasts about 7% women in the workforce, which is an amazing achievement. So she's also a very big role model for myself. So I think to see more women in the industry, especially in management roles as well, it's really positive moving forward.
Okay. And just on that, the field officers, vital part of that support for all of you?
Yeah, huge. I think for myself personally, Elise and I have got a very close relationship. I often look to her for advice, whether it's on site or my personal life, for example. And I think because she's been through that herself, she has that understanding, so it's not just advice where she has an experience, that she's been through that. So you really take what she says as gospel. So yeah, it's fantastic to have that support.
And there is a field officer conference later in the year, Gary, in August, I believe.
Oh, there we go.
In August? Put that in your diaries. Lachlan, what specific challenges did you face at school due to your Tourette's syndrome, and how did those challenges affect you?
Hello?
Yeah.
So during probably just before COVID, so in 2019, late 2019, I developed Tourette's syndrome, which was a very big shock to me, very frustrating as well because I was trying to get my driver's license as well. It was already quite a struggle starting BCE, recently developing PICS, much worse than they were now, it was okay. And I think what really struck bad was COVID as well, like the real double whammy of starting off with this new year for higher stakes school and also like not being able to see anyone or receive any proper support. It was challenging, to say the least. Like I said, much worse than it was now. I couldn't really get out sentences or like focus my eyes in a straight line or anything. And it was, I think, the biggest issue for me addressing like what the major problems were was just, it was such a slow burn sort of issue. Like there's not a great understanding of Tourette's syndrome within the public. Like, you know, probably something that's probably come to mind of everyone thinking about it is I'm not actually swearing right now, which is such a common conception, even though it only makes up a minority of cases. It does happen to me sometimes though. So there was, you know, it was really difficult to find meaningful support for my condition, and it was really difficult, even though the school, I have to imagine, did intend well, it was difficult for them to actually provide adequate support, and a lot of stuff for maybe like about a year or so was just a lot of going around in circles, you know, trying medications that didn't work, or, you know, like just talking to people about the same problems I'd already spoken to with someone else. And so by the time, you know, I'd entered year 12 and probably officially dropped out by then, it was only when I'd started actually receiving real, actual means of full support that helped me get to this position I'm in now. So I think a big thing, a real big takeaway would just be that I really needed better awareness of the condition and a far more like comprehensive strategy to tackle it, because it just, like I said, it was a real slow burn, you know, gradually cutting back from studies, you know, not really knowing what to do, and, you know, it just wasn't great. But I'm here now, so it's all talk about it.
Now, Pippa, we didn't forget you, we're coming back to you. What initially sparked your interest in cooking, and what was the experience like at the Gordon and discovered your passion for culinary arts?
I've always enjoyed cooking and baking, and I'd go to my auntie and I'd help my nan at my auntie and uncle's bakery, and they'd always tell me, go do a job, go be a chef, and I was like, nah, just a hobby. So I went and did another jobs and just didn't enjoy them, so I decided to like just give it a go. So yeah, I don't know if many people have heard of Brendan Hill. He's one of the world's most top pastry chefs, and he works at the Gordon, so seeing him do all his patisserie work and all that, and the Gordon had also opened up me the opportunity to go and compete and represent them. So I've done a few competitions from the Proud to be a Chef mentoring program competing at OzTAFE, which is a regional competition, and then competing at the national apprenticeship competition twice. And last year was my first time on a plane going to Sydney, and that was pretty scary. And then actually winning gold and winning my overall third year category in Sydney was pretty amazing. So, yeah.
If you're going to cook something for me, what would it be? God, I do like sweet things.
Probably cheesecake.
Very good, thank you. Look forward to that later. No pressure, that's okay. Wendy, you spoke a bit about raising the 7 children, the challenges that had. What motivated you to pursue that caregiving journey, that career?
I guess majorly it was my husband in his ill health, but it was also my dad, who I lost to stage 4 lung cancer 10 years ago. He got diagnosed in December and he was gone in January. So we literally only had 3 weeks left for him. But I've always been wanting to go and do nursing, aged care, something like that. And I didn't feel like I had the background education-wise to go and do nursing. So I thought, okay, I'll do aged care. I was supposed to do it 2 years part-time, and I completed it in 10 months. And I couldn't have done it without the help of Women Can Australia, in particular our peer support workers that we have through there, Trish, and we have another person I have to mention, and Les will probably smile at this, Margot Spalding. Margot Spalding owned a company called Jimmy Possum in Bendigo, and she had many apprentices go through the AEN network, and they had many awards. And she put up a post on Facebook, anyone interested? I'm like, yep, okay, I'll do it. So she got me in contact with Luncheon Australia, who then got me in contact with Francis from AI Group in Bendigo, and this is what's happened. I've done it. My next goal is I'm going to apply to do my diploma in nursing, and I want to specialise in palliative care.
Katrina, what electro technology? What was the jump? What was the motivation for the shift to that from a bachelor's career?
Yeah, that's a really good one. So there's a bit of a backstory behind that. Basically, going through my university days, I knew that there was a passion that was lacking. I just didn't have that fire in my belly. And I knew that I needed to do something that I was very passionate about. So through family, I decided to enter the construction industry. I didn't have an idea what I wanted to specialise in at this point. And I was working as a labourer in civil construction. So we talk about diversity in the industry, and I was one of maybe a few for the company in terms of female labourers. And it was during a job that I was actually talking to some NECA apprentices, and I said to them, I need to specialise in something, and because I enjoy studying, I feel like electro technology would be ideal for myself. And it was those 2 particular boys who actually put me in contact with NECA, something I'm forever grateful for, and that's how the process started. But for me it was, I suppose the moment I walked into the NECA offices for my interview, it just felt like home. I don't know how else to explain it. I just felt welcomed, everybody was so lovely, everyone was just happy to be there, and I knew I wanted to be a part of that culture. So it was, it was the best decision I've ever made, to be honest, and I love what I do, and I'm lucky that I've got great support of everybody here, so I wouldn't be here without the support of NECA.
What would you be electro technology for me? Lachlan, what motivated you to join a TAC traineeship? through G-Force, does it come back to not being able to get your licence? Does your licence and TAC come together?
It's interesting you mentioned, but I don't think so. Maybe it would have definitely helped driving for Geelong every day. But so the TAC. So I initially my big appeal was, so like I think you mentioned when I was coming up to the stage that I always wanted to blend my work and study together. So during high school I was what has been described as a high achiever by some of my teachers and stuff, which I think struck especially hard with kind of falling out, because I'd always kind of had, completing, my BCE with a good grade at university or whatever as my main objective and only real objective I'd had. So kind of seeing that not disappear, but change gears a bit, hit pretty hard. So I'd always wanted to kind of incorporate a study aspect into my future, and I thought that a traineeship, also being able to get me a bit of income and on-the-job experience, would really help kind of blend those two things together. And so there were a few different options I had the choice of back when I was volunteering, but I remember talking to my manager about them all. And the moment she heard about the TAC's traineeship with G-Force, she was immediately like, you should be looking at that one specifically. The TAC is a very well regarded organisation in Geelong, and so is their traineeship program, so I think that was my number one preference. I was really worried about getting it though. There were some issues with it. I think I didn't really hit the age bracket at the time. I was like 18 years old and they were looking for 20, early 20s. But fortunately, G-Force really vouched for me with the TAC and got me into the traineeship, which I'm very grateful for, because it has been a fantastic experience. They've been really considerate of my Tourette syndrome, letting me take time off for my for any conditions I have to go to a psychologist in Melbourne, which is probably not that bad for most of you guys, but coming out from regional Victoria, it's maybe like a 2-hour trip from home, so quite a hike. And that they let me take that, no questions asked, really supportive, stuff like that. So yeah. Anything else that you...
No, that's okay. That's very good. And the trip's made even worse with all that bridge, tunnel, whatever that's been going forever. But it'll be good again. Pippa, the other three have spoken about support along the way. How did you benefit from support from, let's say, G-Force, the Gordon, Headspace?
So they really helped and supported with me, with my physical and mental health. Because the past year, especially the past 4 months, I've been in and out of hospital and I'm able to go to work. And I just appreciate them, not just turfing me, because a lot of workplaces would do that, just with them, she's too unwell or she's just not right, we can't continue with working with her. So they really helped me at the start, reducing my hours to part-time so I can attend my appointments and stuff. And then when it got the past 4 months has just gotten a bit bad, and they haven't let go of me, and they keep in contact with me and my mum to make sure that I'm doing okay. And they're like, don't worry people, your job's always there, don't think about it, just get better. And then having Headspace on the outside just to help me get through it all. Yeah, they've been really supportive and understanding with everything. So yeah, I don't think I'd be here without them.
That's an amazing story, Pippa, and it is so... It reflects on how strong you are to be up here doing this, because there's lots of people out here who wouldn't want to be there doing what you've done. So that is great. Well done. I'll start from that end and we'll move this way. Any final thanks? So it's an all-encompassing question, so I'm not going to ask it 4 times. What's next? Who did you want to thank that you may not have already mentioned?
Well, what's next? Well, I finished the traineeship in July, ideally, which is a bit scary because, you know, I've kind of been coasting off that as what I'm going to be doing next for the past 2 years. So I'm stepping into the great unknown finally again. Hopefully, I would really like to, you know, actually fully pursue a higher education at some point, or potentially, you know, I don't know, maybe go on a holiday after the past 2 years. Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of ticked all the boxes, I think, with who I'd like to thank last time. So, I mean, I guess I'd like to thank AEN, who I think I missed last time, for providing me with this fantastic opportunity. You know, it's really helped, you know, provide me the confidence. You know, I've always had doubts in myself regarding, you know, like, is it all really just, like, am I really doing well? Or is it just like, you know, where everyone just kind of all, you know, kind of just helping me out because of the tics? But stuff like this makes me really feel like I'm actually doing the right thing and heading in the right direction. So I'd like to be really grateful for inspiring me with confidence and also giving me a fantastic lunch today.
Yeah, just backing off on what Lachlan said, definitely like to thank the AEN for the opportunity. RMIT, who sponsored the Women in Trades Award as well. Obviously Nika, we've got a table at the back here, so John Torfa, Roxy, Elise, everybody, Gideon, the CEO. Like I said, it's the culture, and cultures build great organisations, and I think you should all be very, very proud of that. In terms of what's next for myself, I'm due to complete my apprenticeship in 2025. I do have aspirations to go on and study further to do rail signalling, so that's something that I'll try and network with as many people as I can to make that happen from now until I finish my apprenticeship, and obviously with the backing of Nika, which will be great. So I think for me it's just continue to learn, really. It's try and be a sponge as much as I can and retain as much information as I possibly can. So yeah, I'm not, look, I'm excited for the apprenticeship to end, but I'm also really enjoying it. So I'll take everything as it comes, but like I said, just continue to learn for me.
I'd like to thank AEN as well. Big thanks go to my family, my husband, my kids, my grandkids, and the grandkid that's on the way that I don't know what it is yet, and nobody will tell me. For me, it's going to be about more study. I've got a dream and I want to follow it, and I'm not going to let anything or anyone stop me. So thank you everybody.
I'd like to thank the AEN too, and like also my mum and dad and family. Like, I don't think I'd be here without them. And my goals, or what I'd like to do in the future, is hopefully continue to work at the Gordon after my apprenticeship's finished, and they're going to take me on as their patisserie trainee, which will be really exciting to do. So yeah.
We've really seen the cream of last year's crop here. We've got the Apprentice of the Year winner, Trainee of the Year winner, and 2 winners of Inspiration Awards. And I don't know about you, but standing up here and listening to the stories that these people have gone through to get where they are, and to see the confidence that they've got, and still that motivation to go to the next step, I think is absolutely brilliant. I think it reflects not only on them, but also the whole network of what you're doing out there to help young people find a place in this world. So congratulations to the room, but especially congratulations to these 4 brilliant people. Okay, now where are we at? Get my little script here. Gary's going to flip the things over to Rodney. That's right, there we go. World skills. Well done.